And one thing I want to address real quick, because I'm starting to lose my patience with this. And look, I have a lot of respect for the people at 247, but you need to put a muzzle on the dog at this point. Because there are people at 247 that are saying that Utah doesn't respect the Big 12 and Utah looks down their nose. That's not at all. And they're writing that I reported that. We've never said that on this show.
Yeah.
Specifically, let's make sure that you guys get this right. We've never said, oh, well, Utah doesn't respect the Big 12. It's not what we said. What we said was Utah and the Big 12 have had significant conversations about what it would look like for Utah to join the Big 12. And what we've reported, because what we were told from pretty high up the food chain at Utah was, we don't want to lose academic revenue. At this time, we feel like joining the Big 12 would hurt our academic revenue. It's plain and simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
So in a year from now, and really I think it's going to be before kickoff, when you find out that Oregon and Washington and potentially Stanford and Cal are going to the Big 10, that goes away because you're going to lose academic revenue anyway. But in no case and at no time have we ever said Utah looks at the Big 12. Big 12. We've never said that.
Yeah.
We have never said that they look down was the quote. We've never said that. Never. And I've pointed this out repeatedly. It's all on the channel.
Yeah.
The entire archive. It never goes away on YouTube. It's all there.
Yep.
We've never said that, not one time. Utah has never treated the Big 12 with disrespect.
And you know what's funny? It surprises me that a brand like 247 would try to misquote us or try to... Because the thing that stood out to me about that is like, hey, you're talking about us, which means you listen to the show all the time, right? And what's funny is, what did he do? And this is what I find so funny. 2 seconds on this. There was a picture posted, and I'm not going to name names, but there was a picture posted of a Google search. So you Googled something that brought us up, a specific episode where we were talking about it. And then you want to make up this whole thing. What do you think people are going to go and do? They're going to go listen to the show and figure out you made a complete ass of yourself, dude. So if you're listening, you probably shouldn't keep doing that. Just a helpful piece of advice.
And by the way, this right here is also completely false. We have never said this. Y'all said Colorado was leaving, then had to walk it back. Now we got to believe you on Oregon State. We have never, ever, one time, ever said that Colorado was leaving. Never have we ever said they're ready to go.
Nope.
We have never, not one time, ever reported that. What we said about Colorado, again, it's on the channel in perpetuity. They've talked to the Big 12. And I do believe Colorado will be one of the first schools who goes. But at no time, and in fact, we've taken so much shit from Big 12 fans because we've told you there is not a program in this conference who would rather go to the Big 12 or the Big 10 than see it stay together. All 10 of these members would rather stay together and continue their business as the Pac-10.
And multiple people have said that in multiple places as far as sourcing is concerned.
There's no question about that.
Yeah.
Everybody we've spoken to has said,
solid.
Don't want to go, don't want to leave. But we will. And that applies to Colorado. That applies to Arizona State. And I think it applies to just about everybody in this conference. Because, again, $25 million is the threshold. If you get $20 million, I think you're going to lose half the conference.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's going to happen almost right away.
Mm-hmm.
But at no time have we ever reported that Colorado was ready to go. That was not us. That was never us. So, go knock yourself out, you and your little sports whatever burner account. Go knock yourself out, dude, because I am not afraid.
Nah.
It's all on the channel, up and down the playlist, man. The thumbnails are right there. Go look at them.
Mm-hmm.
Go look at them.
And by the way, if you're just reading thumbnails, you're not actually listening because the thumbnails are meant for one thing, and that's for people to come listen to the show.
I would agree. Taylor Gilstrap Oregon and Oregon State, Washington and Washington State are talking to each other right now. If Oregon and Washington bail to the Big, better believe the Pac is losing 4 teams plus 4 corner schools. And the interesting thing is, both states tried to tie the fate and the fortune of their schools together.
Yeah.
And failed. They failed. Washington and Washington State legislature tried. Oregon and Oregon State legislature tried and failed. Both times.
Yep.
So I think it's a lesson. Gary says, I would love to see Utah versus Big 12 matchups. I think it'd be fun. I think it's the right place for Utah if the Pac-12 comes apart.
Yeah.
To me, it makes no sense for Utah to go to the Big 10. It makes no sense whatsoever. You look at, because I think you're going to find Colorado's going to end up in the Big 12, right?
Yep.
And I think you're going to have Colorado, BYU, and Utah in the same conference together. It's tremendous for rivalries, TV numbers, travel. Like it makes sense. Matt Hart, Utah fan, looks down on the Big 12. I think all schools will go where the money is if the deal isn't good enough in the Pac. Utah fans are interesting.
But again, this is, and I'm not coming after you, Matt, personally, but I think we see this kind of thing a lot where it's like, hey, Utah fan or Washington fan or Oregon. It's like, dude, fans are gonna have their take, and that just is what it is. They're fans. It's fine, dude. It's fine. The fact of the matter is people at the head of these universities, the Mark Harlans, the President Robbins, like these different people that run these universities, the Kirk Schultz, they don't, with all due respect, they don't care what you think. They don't care. All they care about is making that educational money. Because again, what you have to remember is the educational money is the beginning and the end for these people. Now, hey, if we make a bunch of money off the college football playoff, amazing, right? We'll take that all day. But we're not so obsessed with the money that we're just going to jump to the Big 12. Like Buddy talking about Colorado. Does Deion help Colorado's case? Would it be advantageous for them to jump to the Big 12 before Deion goes 1-11? Yeah, probably it would, right? And that would be a reason why, hey, maybe they would consider it. But again, I'm telling you, just like he said, they would all rather stay in the conference than leave. And if they do decide to leave, Arizona and Arizona State is a situation where they would stay together, right? You have these different schools in the same state that want to stay together because it helps their economy, it helps both schools, like their setup. So we never said, hey, Colorado's just going to jump and take everyone with them. We never said that. Did we talk about Deion's value and his impact on the situation? Yep. Absolutely. Did we talk about the fact that Colorado's, I think it was their president, wanted to talk a bunch of junk about the Big 12? Yeah, we talked about it. But we're not out here just saying random things.
But I think the most difficult part for fan bases to digest is that your school is not necessarily attractive. And I say this about Washington State. Washington State has value problems.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that Washington State's attractive to anybody but the Mountain West.